Hello and welcome back to the lesson. Today we are going to study the tools of public policy analysis. And public policy analysis employs a diverse toolkit to understand complex problems and evaluate policy options, and also to make informed recommendations. Do you understand? In analyzing public policy, there are certain tools that the analysts use to understand complex problems, to evaluate policy options, and also to make recommendations, to make informed recommendations. In this lesson, we are going to analyze the tools which fall into several broad categories. The first category is the data collection and analysis tools. One, data collection and data analysis tools. Now, the first tool in data collection and analysis is surveys. Surveys. This means gathering quantitative and qualitative data from individuals, from groups, in order to understand their opinions, their experiences, their behaviors, and so on. So this is the first tool that may be used in data collection. The analysts can carry out surveys from people, from individuals, from groups, from companies, and so on. The second tool is interviews. Interviews and focus groups. Interviews and focus groups. That is the second tool. Here, the analyst engages stakeholders in in-depth discussions, conversations, in order to gain qualitative insights and also to explore complex issues. Interviewing, focus groups. 3, statistical analysis. Statistical analysis. This means using statistical methods to analyze quantitative data, to identify trends, and to also test hypotheses. There are very many statistical tools that can be used in public policy analysis. 4, cost benefit analysis. Cost benefit analysis. This is a quantitative method that compares the monetary costs vis-a-vis the monetary benefits of a policy to determine its net social value. Cost benefit analysis. 5, risk assessment is yet another tool. Risk assessment, assessment of risk. That involves evaluating the potential risks, evaluating the potential uncertainties that are associated with different policy options. Risk assessment. 6, environmental impact assessment. Environmental impact assessment. This involves assessing the potential environmental consequences of a project or a policy. Environmental impact assessment. The next tool is the social impact assessment. Social impact assessment examines the potential social consequences of a policy on different groups within the society. Social impact assessment. So these are 5 data collection and analysis tools. This is the first category. We say that these tools fall into several broad categories. The first category is data collection and analysis. The second broad category is modeling and forecasting tools. 2, modeling and forecasting tools. The first tool is economic modeling. 1, economic modeling. Economic modeling involves using mathematical models to simulate the behavior of economic systems and predict the impact of policies on key variables like GDP, employment, inflation, and so on. 2, policy simulation models. Policy simulation models involve computer-based models that simulate the effects of different policy options on specific outcomes, such as poverty rates, health indicators, and so on. Policy simulation model. The third modeling and forecasting tool is forecasting. Forecasting tools. This involves using statistical and quantitative techniques to predict future trends, to predict events that are relevant to policy making. 4, scenario planning is yet another modeling and forecasting tool that develops alternative scenarios of the future in order to anticipate potential changes, potential challenges and opportunities, and also to inform policy responses. It is a tool that develops alternative scenarios of the future in order to anticipate potential challenges and opportunities, and also to inform policy responses. So these are 4 modeling and forecasting tools that are used in public policy analysis. The third category is decision-making tools. Number 3, decision-making tools. What are the decision-making tools that are used in public policy analysis? The first decision-making tool is decision analysis. Decision analysis. Decision analysis involves a systematic approach to decision making that involves identifying and also evaluating alternatives based on multiple criteria. Decision analysis tool. The second tool is multi-criteria decision analysis. Multi-criteria criteria decision analysis. Multi-criteria decision analysis is a decision-making tool where it is a decision-making tool that explicitly incorporates multiple and conflicting criteria into the analysis. That's why we are calling it multi-criteria decision analysis. It incorporates multiple and conflicting criteria into the analysis. Delphi model, number 3. Delphi model or method is a decision-making tool, and it is a structured process for eliciting and synthesizing expert opinions on complex issues. You understand? So these are decision-making tools. The fourth category is communication and visualization. Communication and visualization tools. Communication and visualization tools. Now, communication and visualization tools include policy briefs, Now, policy briefs are concise summaries of policy research findings and recommendations for policymakers and the public. This is now where, after the process is coming to an end and the policy analysts put together summaries of their findings for the purpose of public consumption and so on. Policy briefs are concise summaries of policy research findings and recommendations for policymakers and the members of the public. We also have B, reports. Reports are comprehensive documents that present detailed analysis of policy issues and options. Three, infographics. Infographics and data visualization. Infographics and data visualization. This means using visual representations to communicate complex information in an accessible and engaging way. You may use computer software or any other software to help in communicating and using visuals. You understand? Infographics and data visualization. Then lastly, we have other tools that may fall outside the broad categories. Let's categorize them as other tools. 5. Other tools. Now, other tools may include literature review. Literature review. Literature review. This is a systematic review of existing research and literature on a policy issue. Literature review is a systematic review of the existing research on a policy. You understand? It is the existing research and the existing literature or information on a policy issue. That's what we are referring to as literature review is a tool that is used in public policy analysis. You may also have case studies. Case studies are in-depth analysis of specific examples of situations to learn from past experiences and inform future policy making. Case studies. The third tool under other tools is expert panels. Expert panels and advisory boards. Expert panels and advisory boards can also be part of public policy analysis tools. This means convening a group of experts to provide advice and guidance on complex policy issues. Then lastly, public consultation and public engagement. Public consultation and public engagement. This means soliciting input and feedback from the public to ensure that policies are responsive to the needs and preferences of the citizens. So these are the tools of public policy analysis. We've categorized them into 5 groups. One is data. The first group is data collection and analysis tools. The first tool is surveys, interviews and focus groups, statistical analysis, cost-benefit analysis, risk assessment, environmental impact assessment, social impact assessment. The second category, modeling and forecasting tools. We have 4 of them here. Economic modeling, policy simulation models, forecasting, scenario planning. Under decision-making tools category, we have decision analysis, multi-criteria decision analysis, Delphi method. Number 4, communication and visualization tools. There is policy briefs, reports, infographics, and visualization. Then other tools include literature review, case studies, expert panels and advisory boards, public consultation, and engagement. That's the end of our today's lesson. Here is your assignment on tools of public policy and analysis. 1, what are the advantages and disadvantages of using cost-benefit analysis as a tool for public policy analysis? 2, how can modeling and forecasting tools such as economic modeling and policy simulation models inform policy decision making? 3, provide examples of how decision-making tools like decision analysis and multi-criteria decision analysis have been used to evaluate policy alternatives. 4, how can communication and visualization tools such as policy briefs and infographics effectively convey complex policy analysis findings to policymakers and the public? I repeat question 4. How can communication and visualization tools such as policy briefs and infographics effectively convey complex policy analysis findings to policymakers and the public? Thank you for attending the lesson. Bye.